Hey, beautiful people. I want to talk to you guys about the sneaky cost of these different credit card companies. There's so many credit card companies out there that have these sneaky different costs. So I just want to bust them out just so that you guys know about them because with me being on my debt free journey, me making sure that I'm not paying them any additional money that I don't need to pay them, I look at these different costs and I'm like, what? I got to pay what for what? So I just want to talk to you guys about these different costs. If this is your first time watching my videos, my name is Rickita. I talk about real estate, I talk about credit, I talk about credit cards, and a little bit of debt-free journey in there about what I'm personally doing. But make sure you guys like this video, make sure you guys subscribe, and leave me a comment about this video or ask me any questions that you guys may have. Now, let me say this. I love to use my credit cards, especially if I'm going to get rewards. If I'm going to get a reward for it, I'm going to get 5% cash back. If I'm going to get 2% cash back, I don't care what. If I'm getting cash back on it, I want to make sure I use that credit card. But the downside of it is the people don't even understand like their due dates. So you guys have a date where your credit card is actually going to be due. I would love that you guys were to just pay your minimum amount to make sure that you don't get reported late or anything like that. But if you guys were to find out what your statement balance is and you guys were to pay that, then you guys will never get charged any interest. So people think that, oh, I made sure I paid off my credit card, but you paid off your credit card the day after your due date, which means that you probably got charged interest. Some people think I'll just pay the minimum by the due date, and then before they report to the credit bureaus, I'll make sure I pay off the full amount or the statement balance. But if you do that, then you're going to get charged interest. You want to make sure you pay your statement balance by your due date. And if you do this, you will never be charged interest on that credit card. Now, another mistake that I made is I did a balance transfer onto my Chase credit card. From my Navy Federal to my Chase credit card. And when I did that, they did charge me a 5% fee. So that's another sneaky thing. So you do balance transfers, they may charge you a 3% fee or a 5% fee. People may think it's just free and it's not. Some credit cards will make it free, but some credit cards will charge you. So I did that balance transfer. But the thing about it is that I used that credit card and I already had 0% APR for balance transfer. I used the credit card for something else. And I kept wondering, why am I getting charged just $1 or $2 a month fee? I'm not supposed to get charged anything. And that's because I use my credit card. I think like $40. I use like $40 on my credit card. So they charge me a fee for doing that. So I want to let you guys know, do not use your credit card for, do not use your credit card if you only have it for balance transfer, 0% APR, because they are going to charge you fees. And you guys need to understand too, some credit cards only do 0% APR on balance transfers. Some people use those credit cards thinking it's 0% APR for purchases too, and it's not. There is a difference. Some credit cards only do balance transfers and some of them do purchases also. If you don't know the difference, then you're going to get hurt by it because they're going to start charging interest, and that's not what I want you guys to get. Another thing, when you guys get those 0% APR credit cards, this is something I had to learn too. When you guys get those 0% APR credit cards, you're going to find that if you guys do not pay off your full balance, I'll say just pay off your full balance on your credit card, by the time your 0% APR is over with, you can see right there on your statement when that date is, or you can call them and say, hey, what's the last day I had to pay off my full balance? They'll let you know what it is. If you don't do that, they're going to charge you interest on that credit card as if you never had 0% APR credit card at all. Like you never had a 0% APR credit card at all. So if you held a $10,000 balance on a credit card, you have 0% APR, and you don't pay that full balance off by the end of that 0% APR period, they're going to charge you the full amount in interest as if you started from day one with having interest. Like they're going to backdate it. And I learned this the hard way when I had my Menards credit card. When I had my Menards credit card, I had like that promotion where you spend a certain amount, then they'll do 0% APR. But I didn't understand that I have to make sure I had this thing fully paid off by a certain time. And if I didn't, they was going to charge me interest, but not just interest starting off. I thought, okay, y'all going to charge me interest now. No. They backdated it. So they started charging me interest from the date I purchased it. So that is something that you guys need to know. That's a sneaky thing. And that's why a lot of companies like to do 0% APR, because they know you're going to mess up on it anyway. They're going to have to go back and just charge you interest, and they cool with that. So make sure you guys are paying off that full balance by that due date. And I like to make sure that date that they have for you. And I like to make sure that I pay mine ahead of time. I want to have mine paid off a month or two ahead of time. I just cannot do it. I'll be so scared I'm going to get charged interest or something. And it's going to be horrible. Imagine them checking on an extra $1,000 of interest or something like that, because you held a big balance for a long time, especially for those people that got like 21 months. So that's something you guys have to understand. And when it comes down to your interest, they're charging you that interest for the year. So you have to understand that. So say if you have a large balance on your credit card, you have to think about how much they're going to charge you over that year. So with these credit cards, when your statement balance come out, if you don't pay that, then they're going to make sure they charge you interest on that balance there. So understand that. I know when it comes down to cars, what they do is they charge you interest every day on your car. They charge simple interest. So every day, whatever your balance is, they charge you a percentage of interest for that day. So they divide that interest up into that day, and they charge you for interest for that day. So every day. That's why it's best that whenever you can pay your car note, just pay it early if you can, because you're going to pay a little bit less, even if it's a quarter less, $1 less, you're going to be paying less or whatever it is in interest. So it's best to always pay it early. But that's something that you guys need to understand, that how a card charges interest and how a credit card charges interest is totally, totally different. Okay, so I need you guys to understand that. And that's why a lot of times it's best, like I said, to pay early on your credit cards, pay extra payments on your credit cards, because I'm not your credit cards, on your card note, but also for your credit cards too, but on your card note, because every day they're charging you interest. So like usually if you guys were to pay up your card note, like if you're in the process of being debt free, if you used to pay a lot on your credit, your car notes, if you pay $4,000, they may tell you your next payment is not due until July, or your next, a extended period, like it's December right now. They may say you pay so much, your next payment not due until July or August. That means that your future payments, you paying less and less interest because you put a lot of money on that credit card. Don't just relax with that though and think, oh, I can just pay it off later on. Continue to put more money on those on your card payment, because if you look on your statement, your card statement, they'll tell you exactly how much money you paid in interest, and that amount should be going down. That amount should definitely be going down. So I always tell people, if your bill, like my bill due on the 14th, if my bill due on the 14th, I want to pay it ahead of time, probably right after my statement come out. Let me just get that done right away, because that means that it's less that they're charging me interest on with that balance. I want to pay it off right away. If I got extra money, I want to make sure I pay it off, pay more on it right away, pay an extra amount. Like if my car payment is $400, I want to pay $400 twice. So I want to pay $800, because that's less money I'm going to pay on that credit card overall. And if you got extra money, like I said, it's not going to hurt you. They're going to be charging you less interest, which is very good in your favor. So I hope that this helped you. If you guys have any questions, please go to my website, Rickita.com. I have a link right at the top for you guys to schedule a call. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you guys have. But make sure you're paying your statement balance by the due date. If you just do that, you'll be good. Pay any extra you can on your car note. Understand that they're charging you less interest by the day. When you do this, you guys will be so much better off. And if you have a 0% APR credit card, make sure you guys pay that off by the date that they have specified. Just call them, look on your credit card statement. They'll let you know that date. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.